Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Birds at the Rodeo. I'm Eric, the resident Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
And if you can't tell already, we are recording in prime time daylight hours right now. We decided to knock this one out not super duper early, but early in the day. Yeah. We usually record around like 8, 9 p.m. We're recording at 6:30. And so if you see that natural light coming in, man, it's okay. No need to be alarmed. Man, a lot has happened. A lot has transpired since free agency has kicked off. It's kind of come and went. A lot of big moves happened. We're going to get into all of them. And obviously we're going to talk about how, I feel about the Eagles moving forward, how you feel about the Cowboys moving forward. So yeah, man, I mean, let's get right into it. We're going to take it from the top. The first big move that I feel was, I'm not going to say monumental, but it was definitely
significant.
Yes. David Montgomery got traded from the Detroit Lions to the Houston Texans. I saw Montgomery leaving. I saw that coming. I didn't know he was going to get traded. It's certainly not to Houston.
Right.
But I did see him leaving because, last year his role significantly decreased. He obviously feels like he's a lead back, which I feel like he is. But obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, taking it to another gear. Just kind of left David Montgomery sitting in the wings a little bit. And Houston, they needed a running back, right? Joe Mixon, he got released. So that running back room was really up in the air. Pretty sure they're not bringing back Nick Chubb. Or maybe they are, I don't know. But yeah, David Montgomery is a Houston Texan. And I mean, I like the move for him. I like the move for Houston. The Lions, obviously, they tried to mitigate that loss by bringing in Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs. We'll see how that goes. I don't like him calling himself Taz. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, I don't like him calling himself Taz. But yeah, man, obviously the Lions are moving forward with Jahmyr Gibbs being the number one guy, their best player on offense. And he's going to get a boatload of touches. Yeah. And I just hope his body's going to be able to sustain it and handle it. But yeah, man, what are your thoughts? David Montgomery is a Texan.
Yeah, I think that like you said, the Lions were moving forward with Jahmyr as their lead back. So I think the biggest component there is just like you mentioned, whether his body is able to handle the load of being the number one back.
Yeah.
And for the Texans, I think it makes sense, rather than if letting him leave or anything, where at the end of his contract, having him sit another year or something like that. Get something back for him. But in Houston, I think that it's a pretty lateral move. I guess it's a bit of an improvement from last season, but I don't really think their run game was their biggest issue. So I think that
they didn't really have a run game that much, though. That's the thing.
But I think that was not for lack of talent. Just offensively, they
hit a wall. Well, CJ hit a wall.
I'll be honest, CJ
hit a wall. But I will say, though, I feel like if they were able to have a more sustained ground game, they probably would have alleviated some of the pressure off of CJ, right?
But I don't think that was due to not having...
I'm not saying his issues were because of a lack of...
But that's why I don't think that David Montgomery fixes whether or not they have a run game or not.
But I think he helps.
I think it's a slight improvement. I just think that...
I mean, definitely an improvement over, no disrespect to Woody Marks, Nick Chubb at this stage of his career.
Yeah, I'm saying from because they no longer have Joe Mixon, so for sure. But I'm saying from last season to this season, I think that they'll be pretty similar in terms of their offense and their run game, as of what they are now. Obviously, I think they'll be looking at some receivers in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll see. They also brought in Braden Smith, the right tackle from Indianapolis, so to shore that side of the O-line up. They traded Juice Scruggs for David Montgomery, so we'll see what happens with that. I mean, the Texans obviously have a lot of questions that they need to answer this offseason. I mean, obviously, on that side of the ball, it starts with C.J. Stroud and him getting right and figuring out what went wrong in the playoffs.
Right.
But, yeah, man, I mean, I do think David Montgomery is a plus for them. I'm not saying he's going to fix all their problems, but he will definitely help establish a solid ground game as long as the O-line can do their part and, the passing game can do their part. Moving on to the line, obviously this one was a a barn burner. Trent McDuffie is a Los Angeles Ram.
The highest paid corner of all time.
Right. It's kind of like history repeating itself, right? Because the Chiefs did this exact same trade with Marcus Peters back in 2018. Obviously, the Rams were trying to load up to handle and defend the Seattle Seahawks and their newly highest paid wide receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Right. Just happened today.
Right. 120 mil guaranteed for 4 years. Obviously, the Rams are trying to gear up for that. And I like the move. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if I think Trent McDuffie is the best corner in football, I think he's one of them. I do. But Trent McDuffie, you spoke about this before, right? He doesn't turn the ball over a lot, right? And to me, honestly, I would still slide him in the slot if I can, right? Because the Rams not only went on and got Trent, they got Jalen Watson, and then they signed somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they brought in Jalen Watson, his starting corner opposite of him in Kansas City from last season, ironically enough. I like the move. I do. Kansas City, that's kind of what they do, right? They develop their guys. And unless it's Chris Jones or Travis Kelce, who just re-upped on a crazy deal, in my opinion.
3-year deal? Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all.
3 years, 54 mil, man.
For reference, we signed Jake Ferguson to a 4-year, $52 million deal last offseason.
Yeah, I mean, people are calling it the thank you contract.
Yeah.
Right? Kansas City thanking Travis for all the years of service, I guess. But, yeah, man, I like the move for the Rams. I like it for Kansas City. It gives them a little bit more flexibility. But, yeah, man, how do you feel about Trent McDuffie being a Los Angeles Ram now?
Me personally, I'm going to have my cowboy glasses on for this one. I kind of, when it comes to Trent McDuffie, I kind of look at him how I looked at James Bradbury a few years ago. He was an all-pro. But every time I watched him play, toast. Completely cooked. And with James Bradbury, it happened multiple times. In Trent McDuffie's case, it was only one game. It was a Thanksgiving game against when we played the Kansas City Chiefs this year. But what CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens mainly were able to do to him that day, I mean, it'd be enough for me to be skeptical on giving him the highest paid quarterback contract of all time.
Right. Which, I mean, we know it's only going to be for until Christian Gonzalez gets paid. And yeah.
So, based on what he's done for the rest of the league, like I said with James Bradbury, regardless of how I thought he played and how, regardless about that one game or 2 games, because he was on the Eagles and the Giants before, so it was 2 games a year. And regardless of what I thought about him, what he did throughout the rest of the season and against the rest of the league was enough to earn him an all-pro. Yeah. So the same with Trent McDuffie. What he's done with the rest of the league against other receivers is enough to get him that highest paid contract. So, I mean, it's up to him to prove me wrong and to continue to do what he's been doing that earned him that. But I think that it was the very hefty contract.
Yeah, I mean, flat out, I just think it's up for Trent McDuffie to help the Rams win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? Like Matthew Stafford, we know he's coming back this year. This could be it. Right? And we know how Les Snead and the Rams operate. F those picks. They are all in on trying to get as many rings as possible. So, yeah, man, Trent McDuffie flat out has to come in there and be the shutdown corner that they expect him to be, help them win a Super Bowl. That's just the reality of the situation. Speaking of Super Bowl contenders or pretenders, however you want to view them, the Buffalo Bills acquired DJ Moore for a 2nd-round draft pick. Now, I like the move. Josh Allen has the number 1 receiver again. DJ Moore instantly improves that room, right? No disrespect to Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman. No disrespect to they cut Curtis Samuel, so I don't even know who else they got right now. But no disrespect to those guys, right? But they didn't have a number 1 guy. Josh Allen hasn't had a number 1 guy since Stephon Diggs got traded, right? So I definitely think it helps Josh Allen. It helps Buffalo. DJ Moore leaving Chicago, I wasn't surprised at all. If you look back at it, in 3 seasons with Chicago, he only had 1,000 yards once.
Right. That could be attributed to quarterback play in Chicago for sure.
I don't think it was all him. To be honest, I kind of saw the writing on the wall way back when they drafted Caleb and Rome Odunze. Like, if you watched the Chicago Bears since, Caleb was looking for Rome before he was looking for DJ.
Right.
That's the guy he came in with. That's the guy that he got all the work in rookie mini camp and all. Like that's just his guy that he came in with, right? And you know, obviously DJ Moore had a tough end of the season. We all saw that with that last route went, but you know, it is what it is. Chicago, they swung, and you know, if some people want to say they missed, whatever, you swung and you missed. You tried with DJ Moore, it didn't work out. You were able to get back a second round draft pick for him, and now he's a Buffalo Bill and he can help Josh Allen. So I like the move.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I know a lot of people are poo-pooing it, honestly, but I like it.
I mean, I think it's good on both parts. I think that DJ Moore is serviceable as a wide receiver one, and like you said, definitely improves that room. And for the Bears, obviously getting a second round pick for someone who could be your wide receiver one, but didn't have that chemistry with the quarterback to be that wide receiver one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost as good as you can get as a return. So, I mean, I like it good for both parties.
Right. Okay, we're talking about Super Bowl contenders, teams in play for the playoffs. Now we're going to talk about a team that I, quite frankly, I'm not going to say I don't know what they're doing. I just don't know if it's going to work.
Right.
Okay, the New York Football Jets have acquired Minkah Fitzpatrick, which, again, I didn't even know he was available.
Right.
If I would have known that, I would have pleaded Howie Roseman to go get him for what they got him for. Minkah Fitzpatrick is now a Jets, but I understand because, you know, anybody who's been watching football the past season knows the Jets were the first team in modern football history to not get a single interception. In a 17-game regular season, did not record a single interception. Okay? And that's horrible, right? Because Aaron Glenn used to be a defensive back.
Right.
There's no way that should ever happen.
Was a defensive coordinator last year.
Was a defensive coordinator, was a
For the
cornerback.
Lions, yeah.
Played corner for the Jets, right? Was a Pro Bowler. I think he was All-Pro for the Jets too. That shouldn't happen. So they're going, and obviously Sauce Gardner's not there anymore.
That's my biggest, like, when you say, like, oh, you don't know what they're doing, or if it's going to work. I don't know what they're doing because why are you, I think when you trade away Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams,
Yes.
it makes me think you're trying to rebuild, go through the draft,
Yes.
but then you then trade away some of those same picks for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and
Trade with Jermaine Johnson.
like, yeah, it's like you're adding and subtracting at the same time. So it's like I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I can see bringing in Minkah, right? You need to bolster that secondary somehow, some way.
No, but you made it worse on purpose almost.
You did. They have what, the second pick now?
Probably, yeah.
That's the second pick, right? So, yeah, I mean, obviously all of the talk is, you know, they're going to take an edge at that position. So at the number 2 pick. So, you know, we'll see. It could be David Bailey. It could be Ruben Bain. So we'll see how that goes. But I can see why they brought in Minkah. I can even see why they brought back Geno Smith. Now, is it going to work? That's a different question.
Right.
Right? Is it going to work? That's a different question. But bringing back Geno Smith, you just need a guide. You just need somebody competent back there. Now, again, Geno had a horrible season with the Raiders. I'm not going to attribute it all to him, but he had a horrible season with the Raiders. And obviously got shipped out back to New York. The Jets are obviously probably going to take a quarterback relatively early this draft. They could be in the market for a Ty Simpson, a Drew Aller. Actually, I believe I saw somewhere that the Jets GM was talking with Ty Simpson. That's Alabama's quarterback. Obviously, they're probably going to take a quarterback in the second round. So, yeah, man, I see why they brought in Geno. I see why they brought in Minkah. If I remember correctly, they traded Jermaine Johnson for Tavondre Sweat, if I remember correctly. So they got back a young D tackle.
Yeah, I've liked Tavondre Sweat since he was at Texas. I wanted us to be able to draft him at the time.
Right.
So I mean that's definitely a good move.
Yeah. I mean, losing Jermaine Johnson, that's a big loss. But I see what they're trying to do. Again, will it work? I don't know. Will Aaron Glenn even be the head coach by the end of this season? Who knows? Only time will tell.
Right.
But moving on down the list, man, you guys are up on the board now. Y'all made a move for Rashawn Gary.
Right.
Rashawn Gary is a Dallas Cowboy now. You've had some time to sit on it. We spoke about it a little bit off air and whatnot. So, I mean, all in all, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's a room. It's almost like we were saying about DJ Moore and Buffalo. It's definitely a move that improves our, or not more so when we were talking about David Montgomery in Houston. It's a move that improves our defensive end room as it stands now, because but I still think it's a pretty lateral move. I think till in the same way I thought David Montgomery might be able to give like similar production to what Joe Mixon was able to give last year for Houston. I think that Rashawn Gary is going to kind of just fill a hole that we're losing with not bringing Jadeveon Clowney back.
Yeah.
I think we were able to sign him off the street, and he was our best defensive end, and he played as well as we could have asked him to last season.
Yeah.
And, I mean, amongst what was one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. So,
I mean, I think one of the worst defenses we all saw.
right. So, I mean, I think that it was almost, I really more so didn't like it because there were already reports about the Packers planning on cutting Rashawn Gary. And so
that whole thing was weird, right? Because he kind of posted that message as if he thought he already got cut.
Right. And so then I think Jared and Cole swooped in last second.
Gave up what was it, a fourth?
I think it's a fifth.
Fifth.
To make sure no one else was able to, sign him if he did get cut.
Right.
So, I mean, that was a semi-improvement, I guess.
Yeah.
The best move, in my opinion, that we made was signing Jalen Thompson.
Yes.
So I think that was a safety a very big safety, linebacker, and DN were our pretty much corners. Well, every position except defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Was a need for it. We did, and then we ended up trading Osa to get a third round pick back.
Right.
To the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
Don't like the destination we sent them, but I absolutely understand. I was very okay with running it back with Oso Odigizua, Quentin Williams, and Ken Clark as
the scheme Christian Parker is going to run with you guys. It just wouldn't fit.
Right. Is
what he wants to do. So.
And I mean, I'm all for basic because just the way Christian Parker came in and
still miss you.
Kind of clean house with people he did, whether that be staff members and/or players who he didn't think would fit the program he was trying to run. Mm-hmm. He got him up out of there, so I can only respect the decisions he's making because, I mean, he's making them with gumption. He's making them it seems that he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to respect those moves until he gives me a reason not to. But I think that as a whole, our defense improved from last season, which isn't saying much, but there's still a lot to be desired with the upcoming draft in terms of the pick. We have obviously 2 first-round picks. We don't have the second-round pick that was traded for Quentin Williams, and we didn't have a third-round pick that was traded for George Pickens. But now we're back with trading Osa away, so that's good. That'll be good. But I've even got some like a bit of insider knowledge that I know for a fact they're looking directly at defensive players for majority of the picks in that draft. So
as they should be.
Yeah.
Insider knowledge, you say?
Yeah, I know one of our scouts.
Oh, are you talking about
I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed, but I didn't want to put him out there. But
obviously the Cowboys should definitely be honing in on. I mean, we said it right: defense, and more defense. I mean, y'all didn't come to a long-term extension with George Pickens, but you franchise title, so you're still working through that.
Right.
Y'all gave your kicker.
No, we haven't signed. We signed Javonte Williams, but we haven't signed Brandon Aubrey.
I know, but y'all put the second round tender on him? Yes, which is basically like an offer sheet. If another team offers him a contract, y'all can match or choose not to.
And get a second round pick for him.
Right. I don't think anybody has offered him a contract yet, though.
No, the reports are that we offered him around $7 million, which
he wants 10,
which would make the 7 would make him the highest paid kicker of all time. But he wants north of 10. And
are you okay with that? Like, would you pay, if you're Jerry? Would you pay him 10?
No.
Okay.
I'd offer him the 7 or take the second round pick if someone offered him more.
Okay, so you're cool with him walking?
Yes.
If that okay. All right. Yeah, I spoke to a few other Cowboys fans and they're kind of in the same boat. I mean, I guess I'd offer him like 8.5.
This isn't his fault. This is something that I think that Shoddy really needed to work on, but it was almost to a point where he was such a good kicker
Yeah.
that he crippled the team.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we spoke about that before.
It would be the point where we got past the 50, or we got in his range, which was a lot farther than obviously most
And
people would.
you just shrunk the offense down
and the
just to get
offense got
enough.
conservative,
Right.
And it's like
And then he starts missing kids. You can't even blame him. It's like,
because he's not going to be 100%.
no, especially not from 60 to 70 yards. Like, come on, man.
So
No, I'm with you. I think Ryan Schottenheimer got way too reliant on him down the stretch. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what's going to happen with that. I don't think any team's going to offer him.
And because I was actually having this an argument with a friend, and it's like, because I do think he is the best kicker in the league.
Yeah.
It's not $7 million that would already make him the highest paid kicker. It's not an extra $3 million worth.
Yeah.
That gap between him and the other, because the other good it's not. I don't even think it's like it would be unanimous that he is the best kicker in the league. I think there are other kickers that are.
I mean, Cam Little from Jacksonville is right there.
Cameron Dicker is as accurate as you can ever be. I think there are other kickers who are just as good.
And I mean, listen, if there is a position
That is expendable.
right now, don't get me wrong, you need a good kicker, but
I mean, look at him. We found him from the UFL,
Right, like,
and then he had never played
we
football
will
before
will
that.
find somebody,
Right.
right? Like we will find somebody. Granted, I'm not. I don't want that to come up as like kickers are irrelevant, but
Right.
like no, like we will find somebody if need be, right?
Right.
We've seen teams go through a plethora of kickers throughout the regular season just to find their guy. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't anticipate. I mean, yeah, I don't anticipate anybody trying to swoop in and steal him from you guys. Maybe he's seeing if y'all are playing chicken. I don't know. I don't see Jerry Jones playing chicken with a kicker. So we'll see how that goes. This next move. Now, when I saw it, I thought it was I thought it was a good move. I thought it was a win for the player. And I guess the organization too.
Right.
You know, we talked about the Jets trading for Geno Smith. The Jets moved off of Justin Fields.
Right.
He is now a Kansas City Chief. Obviously, it makes sense. They lost Gardner Minshew to Arizona. Patrick Mahomes is still on the mend, recovering from a torn ACL and MCL, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, you bring in a Justin Fields, and like I said it before. If there is anybody that can get whatever he has left, right, it is Andy Reid. Okay, I do think we could possibly see the best version of Justin Fields that we've seen yet. Okay, and that might not be, top 10, 15 quarterback in the league, but maybe it's a good spot starter, right? Maybe it's a good backup. Who knows? Maybe he has. I know you don't like this, but maybe he has a little bit of a redemption arc, right? Maybe he goes to Kansas City. He holds down the 4D, plays well here while Patrick Mahomes is still on the sideline. And, he gets everything right, man. If he can, figure out his throwing mechanics, make better decisions. And I think Andy Reid will help him with that, right? They got Eric Bieniemy back there being the offensive coordinator too. So I definitely think that'll help. But I think this was a win for Justin Fields. I think because apparently a lot of teams were interested in making a move for him. I'd love to see that list. But I think Justin Fields couldn't have landed in a more perfect spot, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think you hit the nail on the head, because while I don't really, believe in too much in like redemption arcs being that possible, I think if he were to have one, this would, like you said, is the perfect place.
Yes.
I think Andy Reid, being the coach he is, being what he's been able to do with that type of quarterback, because I think that if you look at the archetype, Justin Fields has similar, traits to Patrick Mahomes in terms of mobility,
Right.
and arm strength. So
Andy Reid had Donovan McNabb, Mike Vick.
right. So the track record is there with Andy Reid. So I think that if Justin, like you said, if he does have anything left in the tank, this is going to be the place to get it.
Right.
I think, and with the Chiefs, if he does have that, it keeps them afloat until Patrick Mahomes comes back. So it's a low risk, high reward, because you didn't really have much to go off of anyway with Patrick Mahomes being hurt. So with Justin Fields, you give him that chance to prove he does have something left.
Yep.
Prove to the rest of the league, because this is really all that is. It's an audition for the rest of the league to show
last shot.
to maybe have another team take a chance on him once Patrick Mahomes is able to come in to get his job back. So
Right.
hopefully he's able to do that.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely his last shot, right? Granted, Chicago did not set him up for success, but he could have been better in Chicago. Certainly could have been better last year with the Jets.
Right.
Pittsburgh, he was okay. We know how that went with him and Russ. So, yeah, man, I think this is a fresh start for Justin Fields. I think it's his last shot to show us if he can even be at least a capable NFL starting quarterback. The last big move that happened, and this one, I don't know about you, but this one threw me off. I did not expect this one at all. Jalen Waddle is a Denver Bronco. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm friends with a Broncos fan. I'm friends with a Miami fan. Both of them, I asked them both, like, did you see this coming? Not at all. Okay? If you're Denver, you're elated because now you got Jalen Waddle in there with a Cortland Sutton. Oh, man, Troy Franklin. They got a whole bunch of good young wide receivers to go along with Bo Nix and Sean Payton in that offense, man. I mean, that if you're Denver, you're elated, right? If you're Miami, you're kind of like,
what are we doing?
What is going on? Like, we just signed Malik Willis to this big deal, but now Tyreek is gone. You just traded Jalen.
Jalen Tolbert is their wide receiver 1.
Right. What?
Like, yeah.
like what? Now here's my operating theory. Okay, I believe the Miami Dolphins are going to draft a wide receiver with one of their first round draft picks. Now, you have to.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
For sure.
Right. I'm trying to be nice. I'm going to reserve judgment from the Miami Dolphins until post draft. Okay, until after the draft. Let's see what moves they all make. Because I like Malik Willis. I'm happy he got the deal that he got. I think he can prove and show that he's a capable starting quarterback in this league. I hope Jeff Hafley and Eric Sullivan are setting him up for success and not to fail.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, and there was some talk about, now the Dolphins have shut this down, but there's some talk that Devin Achane is available. They're like, absolutely not. That's what they're saying, right? But who knows? I hope they keep him for Malik Willis' sake.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna need a run game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on Miami right now? Like, just
it feels like a lot of teams go by the the rules of addition by subtraction.
right.
And I don't really understand that. I think that the players you got, proven players, is always the way to go to me. I think drafting a wide receiver, hoping he's as good as Jalen Waddle, is a much
tougher task than
having Malik Willis already have a Jalen Waddle.
1,000%.
That's why I'm never going to be a fan of, trading players for draft picks.
Yeah.
And when you're, especially when you're in a position when you have a new quarterback, you have a guy who's trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
I think the best bet is to put some established, proven guys around him to make that transition easier.
1,000%. I was looking forward to seeing Jalen Waddle and Malik Willis, team up like that.
Right.
And for the most part, I agree with you. I think it depends on the situation, right? I mean, like, you guys traded Micah, right? Like that. I mean, that just came down to it seemed like he just didn't want to play there no more.
Yeah.
And so, you got to get back what you can, which you were able to get back 2 first-round draft picks. So,
right.
I guess speaking of giving up players for draft picks and whatnot, let's talk about the biggest trade that did not go down, man.
Right.
Max Crosby is not a Baltimore Raven. He is still a Las Vegas Raider. I got to say, man, I've talked to people about it since it's happened. I'm friends with a Raiders fan. I got to say, man, I think Baltimore should have still pulled the trigger on that deal. I think, we spoke about it before, right? If you have a chance to get a player the caliber of a Max Crosby and you're giving up 2 first-round draft picks and he's coming off a torn meniscus, oh, well, I'm biting the bullet because at least I can say I tried.
Right.
Right? You live and you learn. That's life. You win some, you lose some. Eric DaCosta, you might have won this, man. You never know, right? But now you're sitting here. Max Crosby's still a Raider. Now you got Trey Henderson, so we'll see.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I think Baltimore should have pulled the trigger. I don't think they should have got cold feet. I think for them, it really came down to giving up those 2 first-round draft picks because they never done that before.
Right.
And I just think they were not comfortable doing that, and especially man, they're looking at his knees and their medical team is saying, I don't know about this one, man. Because mind you, in the NFL, it's not a universal set standard for physicals, right?
Yeah.
Every team can have their own judgment of it. So the Ravens medical team didn't like what they saw. I'm giving them 2 first-round draft picks, and Eric DeCosta and company got scared. I think that's what happened. They didn't come out and say what happened, but I think that's what happened. I mean, Max Crosby even came out and said basically like that whole day was kind of weird. Like the energy was weird when he flew out to Baltimore for his physical. So I'm wondering if they already knew like, we're having buyer's remorse already. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like Baltimore should have pulled the trigger on that.
I agree they should have, but the craziest part of it all to me is that immediately after making the trade, when free agency first opened up,
Right.
the Raiders, I mean, they jumped the gun and made the most amount of moves. I mean, as fast as they possibly could.
Sold Baltimore starting center.
And so then, but then the Max Crosby trade doesn't go through. So then they have all those moves they made on top of having Max Crosby.
Yeah.
So it's like the Raiders might not be that bad this year.
No.
So
Bro, I mean,
I'm looking at the Raiders like y'all should be elated that they didn't, because it's like he's like we all knew he had a torn meniscus, so he wasn't going to be healthy to start the season, but he's not going to be, and that's not even guaranteed. He thinks he'll be ready very early.
Saying he's ahead of schedule. His agent saying he's ahead of schedule. I mean, he wanted to play the rest of the regular season.
Exactly. So, like you said, I think Baltimore should have pulled the trigger. I don't, the cold feet, I think I'm always going to be, like I just said before, established players over draft picks every time.
Yeah.
I even said, and that's coming from someone who, because we were in the mix to make that trade, and I was very skeptical at first of giving 2 rounds.
You didn't want to at first.
I didn't, and then when the more I thought about it, it's like, I mean, we're getting we're gonna be using these picks on players that we hope are as good as Max Crosby.
Right.
So I came around to it, and then I really would have been okay with the trade package that we offered him. We offered them only 1 first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Also, who we ended up trading for a 3rd.
Right.
And I think there might have been like 1 other later round pick.
It was a 4th or a 5th.
So if we would have been able to do that, I would have been over the moon.
Right.
But obviously they were dead set on
If I can get 2, I'm gonna get 2.
Right.
So
and they weren't budging on that, and teams weren't budging on their side either as well to give up to. So Max Crosby, on top of all the other moves the Raiders made, are Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders are in a prime position to be division leaders this upcoming season. All right. All you got to do is find Fernando Mendoza, his number 1 wide receiver on the outside. I know they got Brock Bowers, but he needs a true number 1 wide receiver.
For sure. Got Ashton Genty already. We're running in the backfield.
Right. You upgrade the O-line.
About to say that.
And I mean, and maybe, I don't know, because there's some talk that the Raiders might sit Fernando for this season. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know who else you have as the quarterback right now.
Yeah, you usually already have a better.
I'm assuming Fernando Mendoza is going to be the day 1 starter, though. I don't think Clint Kubiak is going to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. But either way, the Las Vegas Raiders are absolutely set up for success right now. Really, the only team that's in their way right now is the Broncos.
Right.
The Chiefs, lost a couple guys. Patrick Mahomes still out. We'll see how they look coming back. The Chargers, I like them. I don't love them. They're not getting any younger, right? They got Khalil Mack back, but we'll see. Again, I like them. I don't love them, but no, the Raiders are in a great position right now.
Right.
Great position right now. You kind of alluded to it before, though. The Cowboys, y'all made more moves than we made.
Yeah.
But you traded some players away, traded for some players, brought in Jalen Thompson. I guess all in all, man, how do you feel about the Cowboys right now and like heading into the draft? Like, who do you want to target? What positions do you think y'all need to target?
We still need, I think, all the positions. Even though we upgraded at safety, at edge rusher, we even got a couple corners in there. I still think we need all those positions. I still think we need a safety, corner, linebacker, and an edge rusher. So I mean,
just every defense.
Literally, offensively, we're good at every position. Like we said, signed Javonte Williams back, so we got our running back. Franchise George Pickens, so we got CD and George still. Dak, obviously. Jake Ferguson, we just signed him to a 4-year deal back in 2025. So O-line is solid. We have, I think that Terrence Steele is kind of our weakest link at line, our right tackle, but I think Tyler Guyton has shown improvement. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith is an all-pro at all the seasons he's been in the league. So I think that offensively we know what we have from last season, and got to just make sure we don't miss on some of these draft picks, because the moves we made, they were decent. They did something, obviously, but I think that it's still dependent on who we're able to get in the draft on whether or not this offseason will be looked at as an overall success.
Right. No, I mean, I'm with you. You know, y'all definitely need to just defense, and then more defense, right?
Yeah.
For us, man, I mean, for the most part, all of our moves, you know, free agency and even trades, like, it's just been depth pieces right now. You know, we did bring in Tariq Woolen, who I have mixed feelings about. On a 1-year, $15 million deal, he's set to start opposite of Quinyon Mitchell on the outside. I've seen him be up and down as a player.
Right.
Even this past season in the playoffs, right? He almost cost his team some key moments, right? So I just, man, I don't know. I think he started off his career, you know, as a rookie. He was super hot coming out the stretch. And he's just been inconsistent ever since, man. I mean, his tackling has been inconsistent. And I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but his PFF grade has been inconsistent. I mean, he's been benched at times. Okay. So I'm okay about that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't love it, but I will say I do like hearing what Tariq's had to say, speaking to the media. He seems like he's locked in and ready to, you know, because it's a basically a proven deal for him, right?
Yeah.
You know, coming off the Super Bowl winning and everything, and you know, he's probably expecting to get a long-term deal somewhere, but that wasn't what the market was for him. So, yeah, man, I mean, I'm hoping he comes in and plays his best ball, and if anybody can get the best out of him, it's Vic Fangio, so I have faith in that. Obviously, we re-signed Dallas Goedert to a 1-year deal. I didn't think we were going to be able to keep him, but we did. But, I mean, if you look at the other moves we made, you know, we just traded for Andy Dalton, which, to be honest, when I first saw it, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, we traded something for Andy Dalton. It was a 7th-round draft pick, but like, I was like, okay, we traded something for Andy Dalton. In my mind, that's just telling me we're definitely going to trade Tanner McKee. I don't like that. You know how I feel about Tanner McKee.
Right.
I'd like to keep him, but it's obvious. I mean, I think we're going to trade Tanner McKee because I don't know why else you would trade for Andy Dalton.
Right.
So I'm kind of just waiting for that shoe to drop.
Quarterbacks.
Right. So I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. There's been a lot of talk of Tanner McKee to the Jets, which, boy, if we do, I hope we fleece them. Please let me can I get a third? If I can get a third for Tanner, you know what? I'll miss him because I truly do believe Tanner McKee is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. But you know, we'll see what happens when and if that happens. Mm-hmm. We just signed Hollywood Brown,
right?
Which obviously we lost Jahan Dawson to the Falcons in free agency. Bringing in Hollywood Brown, I mean, I definitely think he adds an element of speed to our offense. He could definitely be that deep there for us in the middle. I like it. I mean, Hollywood Brown doesn't play a lot, right? So I'm still anticipating us drafting a receiver relatively high, just as an insurance policy, and really a long-term option, honestly, because he's only on a 1-year deal, and I think this will just be a 1-year rental for Hollywood Brown. But I mean, yeah, man, like all the other signings we have has been depth pieces. You know, we brought in I'm blanking on his name right now. We brought in an edge, but he's a depth piece. It's nobody's. I mean, he could possibly be a starter. I'm so sorry, I'm blanking on the guy's name right now. But I mean, yeah, I mean, basically our offseason so far has been depth pieces, right? We traded Sidney Brown to the Falcons for some draft capital. No, I don't think we're trading A.J. Brown. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm tired of even people talking about that. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I think for the most part, our offseason has just been addressing depth. And come the draft, man, I mean, there's some talk of us moving Michael Carter II, our corner, to safety. It's basically been confirmed that the Eagles are going to try him at safety from slot corner. So I'm interested to see how that goes, but I still want us to draft a safety relatively early. Our first-round draft pick, man, I mean, it's going a bunch of ways. You got some people saying we're going to take an edge. Some people saying we're going to take Lane Johnson's replacement. Some people saying we're going to take a safety. I don't really know which way we're going to go, given how the draft has gone for us the past 2 years when we've gone defense, really the past 3 years, actually, we've gone defense. And, specifically the last two, we've gone corner and then linebacker in the first round, which Howie Roseman does not do usually. So, yeah, man, we'll see how that goes. But, I mean, safety definitely needs to be addressed early. Corner still needs to be addressed early. More depth on the O-line for sure. I mean, if we can find Lane Johnson's replacement, because I think this could probably be his last year.
Right.
Shoot, find Dallas Goedert's replacement, because, I mean, he's on a 1-year deal. I don't anticipate that happening next year. So if we can do that, yeah, man, just shore up the edge positions, shore up that safety spot, man. I got to get some more people back there and get some more competition for the cornerback room. Obviously opposite of Tariq Woolen and Quinyon Mitchell. Yeah, man, just try to solidify those last few spots for us. So I'm okay with our offseason so far. Like you said, I'm kind of with you, right? I kind of need to see how the draft plays out before I say, before I give this offseason a specific grade, right? Where if because I mean we haven't failed. I'm not gonna say we failed. We lost some key guys, but I said it on here. I anticipated losing to Kobe Dean. Reed, I anticipated losing. I mean, we lost Jalen Dawson. Jalen Phillips, which I mean, 120 mil, man. We can't.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, go get your money, man, please. So yeah, those are guys I anticipated losing. So I'm not hurting by it, but yeah, man, I got to see how we are, post draft. Then I can really tell you how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think both off seasons were pretty similar. It'll be a big draft for both organizations.
Absolutely. Now, before we get on out of here, we're gonna do what say you, but it's gonna be a little bit different this time around because Lando says it is sports related.
It is sports related.
He has a question he wants to ask me. He did not tell me what the question was. We haven't spoken about anything related to the question. So as y'all hear this is my first time hearing this. Lando, I give you the floor. What do you have to ask me, friend?
So as a Chicago Bulls fan, a Michael Jordan guy,
okay.
does nothing LeBron is doing currently move you at all?
Move me to inch him above Michael Jordan in the rankings?
And just, well, because your ranking is Michael Jordan then LeBron.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there
No, I don't think he could do anything.
So I'm saying not so much is there anything you can do, but does this not impress you in a way that we've kind of just never seen before?
LeBron James, I've said this before, LeBron James, for my eyes, from what I've seen someone play live basketball, LeBron James is the best player I've ever seen. Okay? Hands down. What he's doing now, obviously 41 years old, playing his 22nd season, being the all-time leading scorer now and everything, and then still playing at a relatively high level. Yeah, it's impressive, but I don't know. You're talking to the guy that, and I still believe this, I think LeBron James should have retired a long time ago. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think he'll win another championship before he retires. So I'm kind of just like, LeBron is there. He's the grizzled veteran. He's there,
I kind of put it into reference when, I genuinely think this is some of the most impressive things we've ever seen in all of sports.
Yeah. No.
His career started when, I'll just use myself, I was 7 years old. I turned 30 this year. People have lived entire lives.
Yes.
And it's not, and I think it's much more than he's just the grizzled veteran. He is genuinely he had 30 points the other night and had a triple-double the next night.
Yes.
He's still literally up there with the best players in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, because it's almost like everything that Michael Jordan did can be, and in some ways was replicated.
Yeah, I don't. No one else has gone undefeated in the finals.
Well, he wasn't the only one to go undefeated.
No, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
He was 6-0.
And
LeBron is what, 4-6?
Yeah, I'm saying, but somebody being,
I'm just throwing step out there. You're saying,
for example, Shea is undefeated in the finals.
Yes. Okay, fair. Nobody else has gone 6-0 in the finals.
And that's what I said. Some of the stuff he's done has been, and even the stuff, it can be replicated. Somebody can go. I mean,
I don't know if anybody will ever go undefeated in the final, like 6-0 at least. I don't know, man. Maybe 2-0, but 6-0, I don't know.
I don't think it's impossible. I think
it's very unlikely.
I think it is impossible that we see someone play at 41. That we see it was like 40 plus seasons at this level.
You're probably right. You're probably right because I mean, Lucas talked about it. He's not going to play for like a long time.
Jokic definitely not.
No, and Wemby, I don't think his body will be able to hold up.
Right.
So you're probably right. Like he's LeBron James. It's a marvel to watch, 1,000%. Still put him second. Still put him second. I respect what he's done. I'll say this. I'll give you this. In the same breath that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player, he's the GOAT, right? He's also the worst general manager ever. Because I watched a video. Shout out to Nonstop Sports. I'm giving you guys credit for this one. They dropped a video of like the top 10 worst GMs in NBA history, which I was low-key waiting for. I need them to do one on the NFL next, but they did that, right? I did not realize that Michael Jordan was not only responsible for drafting Kwame Brown. Do you know who else he drafted?
For sure. I know he drafted Michael Gilchrist.
Yes.
And,
go back a little bit further. Guy to Gonzaga. Average 28.
That's a man, white guy.
Adam Morrison.
Yeah, there it is.
I did not realize Michael Jordan was responsible for drafting Adam Morrison.
I met him actually.
Adam Morrison?
Yeah. Him and my dad got inducted to the West Coast Conference Hall of Fame in the same year.
Fun fact. Yeah, Michael Jordan drafted him. He made a plethora of just bad moves as a GM. So I don't think LeBron would ever be that bad as a GM.
I do wonder what his post career if he'll get into gymming.
Well, he talked about he wanted to own the team,
right?
Obviously the NBA is talking about expanding with the Vegas and Seattle locations.
Yeah,
I think I saw somewhere basically like LeBron's team, I guess, pulled out of Las Vegas though. I don't know. I saw that somewhere like the team he was working with.
The buying team.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, man, Michael Jordan, the GOAT basketball player, the worst GM of all time. He can't be great at everything, right? Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Birds at the Rodeo. I'm Eric, your resident Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
And like, comment, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Leave us comments, leave us ratings anywhere you can find podcasts and on YouTube.
Yep.
Let us know how you're feeling, man. Cowboys fans, how are y'all feeling about the offseason so far? Eagles fans, how are y'all feeling? If your team made a major move, let us know, man. How are you feeling? New players coming in, players leaving. Let us know, man. Who do y'all want your teams to target in the draft? Right? Draft season's coming up very, very soon. And yeah, man. Until next time, peace.
Later.